home, making a big statement by extending a contract to Jaycee Horn, cornerback for the last 4 years for the Carolina Panthers. Want to bring in right now our own sports director, Nick Carboni. He's on the phone. So we've just been kind of going back and forth confirming this news, Nick. What does this say about signing an extension with Horn?
Means they are locking up a cornerstone player on this franchise and really one of the only players of his caliber on the Panthers defense, in addition to Derek Brown, who recently signed a new contract with the team. So as the free agency period begins this week and everybody looks for the Panthers to make big moves from the outside, this is not unexpected, but it is very big news that the Panthers are holding on to Jaycee Horn. He's a cornerback. He is one of the top cornerbacks in the league. I wouldn't put him at the very top. Pat Surtain from his draft class has kind of had the edge on him, and we'll get into a couple of reasons why in a moment. But Jaycee Horn is somebody that this team and this defense, which was historically bad last season, can ill afford to lose. Now, he was still under contract for another year because they had signed him to a 5th-year extension on his rookie contract. But this locks Jaycee Horn up for at least 4 more seasons. And we're still trying to confirm this, but Ian Rapoport of NFL Media reports that Horn is getting a $100 million deal over those 4 years.
Wow.
70 of that is guaranteed, and that would make Jaycee Horn the highest paid defensive back in NFL history. Now, contract records are set just about every year. I'm sure that somebody will soon surpass Horn. And like I said, I wouldn't put him at the number 1 spot in the league at his position. But this is something that's well earned for him, and it's something the team that needed to take care of. And it was clearly this was a priority for business as free agency begins, holding on to one of their own players first.
I mean, like you said, this really goes to shoring up the defense and putting a huge priority on what Carolina, the team is doing. General Manager Dan Morgan said he wanted to lock this up sooner than later, and by all appearances, that's what they did.
Yeah, there were never any comments from either side that led me to believe that this would not end up happening. I know some fans and hardcore Panthers fans got a little nervous last week because they hadn't heard anything yet, but league business really hasn't even started yet. So no doubt the two sides had been working on this for quite some time. They come to a deal that makes Jaycee Horn, as I mentioned, reportedly the highest paid defensive back in NFL history, and it really shores things up for the Panthers at a spot they can't afford to lose him at. So, they're going to still continue to build out this defense from the front back. This helps them have a solid option at number 1 cornerback. We'll see what they do opposite Horn, because there's 2 sides of the field and 2 corners, and they need to do some work there. But the thing about Jaycee Horn, Jane, if we had this discussion a year ago, fans would have been hesitant and the team would have been hesitant because Jaycee Horn had trouble staying on the football field the first 3 seasons of his NFL career. This year, he played 15 of 17 games, perhaps could have played more at the end if they really needed him to and they were making a push for a playoff spot. But he played 98% of the defensive snaps for the Carolina Panthers this year. And when he plays at a Pro Bowl level. He made his first Pro Bowl this year. So no doubt, if you're Dan Morgan and the Panthers, once you saw his ability to stay on the field and also play at that level, they were going to extend him.
Yeah, fantastic. Very encouraging for the Panthers. We're really excited about that and see what else the free agency season's going to show us.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done still. I expect this to be an active couple of days as the negotiating window, the time period allotted for teams and players and agencies to discuss contracts, as if they haven't been for the last couple of weeks anyway. And then we actually hit official free agency when things can be officially signed for unrestricted free agents, aka any Panthers coming into Carolina, not ones that are just staying. Those will all happen in the next 24, 48 hours. So it's going to be a busy week, but obviously the Panthers, who did a lot of work and spent a lot of investment on their offense last year, are going to try to do the same on the defense via free agency, trades, and the draft in the next few months.
All right, we know you're going to have more here in the afternoon on WCNC Charlotte. In the meantime,